Hi, I'm Berna Jo, with Spanish Fork Senior Citizen Center. We put together this little program to keep you connected to the Senior Center. We want you to know what's going on at the Senior Center, with a lot of information about different crafts, ideas of things that you could do at home to keep yourself motivated and busy. We love you, and we want you to know that as soon as we're able to reopen, we want you to come back so we can always surround you with people who care.
Attention, hut. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Present arms. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hi, I'm Heather Lyman, nurse with Maple Creek Home Health and Hospice, and today I have a call to action. So I'm directing this to the seniors, but it really is an invitation to anyone who's so inclined. There is a really wonderful service called Meals on Wheels that delivers a hot meal to seniors Monday through Friday. And more than just a meal, it also provides a friendly hello and an extra set of eyes to peek in at our senior population and just make sure that they're accounted for and safe. But because of COVID, some of the volunteers that deliver the meals, I felt like they had to step back. And so Meals on Wheels is really struggling to find some new volunteers to deliver these meals. All you do is take a meal, load your car, take a meal to the houses, the seniors that are on your list, and it's a great opportunity to just do some service. What does it take to be a volunteer for Meals on Wheels? Turns out not very much. You fill out an application, you need to be over 18, you need to be able to pass a background check, and you need to have your own transportation. So when I was researching this a little bit, I did not realize that because of COVID, not only did they lose some of their volunteers, but the need for meals doubled. So they went from 900 meals to 1,800 meals. And so you can see where they really need some volunteers out there. The area that is covered is from Orem to Santaquin. You would not need to drive from Orem to Santaquin every day. They would give you a route, and you'd have probably the same 15 to 20 houses every day. But they did say that their biggest need right now is South Utah County, so right here in our own backyard. The hours are from 11 to 1. The route only takes an hour, but they give you that 2-hour window just for your own flexibility. So it's just, actually with COVID, they have had to make a few changes. The volunteers used to knock on the door, walk inside, put the meal on the table, chat for a second, and head on to the next house. Now it's changed just a little bit. You hang the meal on the doorknob, ring the doorbell, step back 6 feet, and then wait for the senior to answer. You can still chat for a minute, you can still visit, but it's from 6 feet back, and they do ask that the volunteers wear a face mask. It's just such a good service. And if you feel like that's something that you might be able to do, they could sure use your help. So grab your wife, your husband, have a daily lunch date while you deliver lunch to someone else. Grab the kids or the grandkids. What better way to teach the young kids how to serve? And it's fun. It's also a good way to teach young kids how to interact with seniors. They're such a good community. That's one of my favorite parts about my hospice job, is I get to know and love people that I would never meet otherwise. So volunteer and make a friend. The other thing is, it's a good way to do a little service, provide a service for your fellow man. It's a good way to get yourself out of the house. And just, it's such a needful thing. So if you are interested, call Jim or Stephanie at Meals on Wheels, and the phone number is 801-229-3821, or if you need a meal, then call 801-229-3802. I know I can count on this good community. We have great people in Spanish Fork, and they really do need your help. So we love you. Stay safe out there, Spanish Fork.
You know what time it is? It's time for Beverly! Yeah!
Okay, well, it's almost Valentine's Day, so I tried to find a few that were linked to Valentine's. My high school English teacher was well known for being fair but hard, and she graded that way. One day, I received a B- on the theme paper. In hopes of bettering my grade in the spirit of Valentine's season, I sent her an extravagant heart-shaped box of chocolates with the pre-printed inscription, "Be mine." The following day, I received in return a Valentine from the teacher. It read, "Thank you, but it is still B-." Every Valentine's Day, our campus newspaper has a section for student messages. Last year, my roommate Scott surprised his girlfriend Bonnie with roses and dinner at a fancy restaurant. When they returned from their date, she leafed through the paper to see what he had written, if he had written a note to her. Near the bottom of one page, she found, "Bonnie, what are you looking for? Aren't dinner and flowers enough? Love, Scott." During World War II, my parents had planned a romantic Valentine's wedding. Suddenly, my father, stationed at Camp Edwards in Massachusetts, received orders to prepare to ship out, and all leaves were canceled. Being a young man in love, he went AWOL. He and my mother were married 4 days earlier than originally planned, and he returned to base to face an angry sergeant. After hearing the explanation, the sergeant understandingly replied, "Okay, okay." Then as an afterthought, "But don't let it happen again."
Hi, again, we are here to do a craft. This time it is for Valentine's. Now, remember, you don't have to have a special day to do something special for the person in your life that you want to do a little extra for. These are kits that will be available here at any time. You can pick them up during the lunch hour or come in if you don't get the lunch. You can just come in and get them. Now, these are courtesy of the Legacy House. We're so thankful to them for providing these. And they're a cute little craft that anybody can do. You don't have to be ultra talented to put these together. Everything that you will need is in the little kit. So you start out with your little foam board. When I first saw this, I thought, ooh, I've got to cut these letters out. Nope, they've already done it for you. They've got all these pretty little things already cut out for you, so you can just punch them out with your fingers. And the letters, let's get the little E out here that wants to be stubborn. And the V. And all of these little embellishments, like hearts, and even a little teeny heart and this one has a little cross in it. Okay, and you can do these. This one is an example, but you don't have to do it exactly like that one. You can use your own imagination. You can cut these up. This one, we will take the bottom, set the adhesive off of the back of this. See how easy that makes it? And then just put this on the bottom or the top or wherever you want to put it. You can put the letters any way you want to put those too. Where'd my E go? Oh, here it is. Okay, and just play around with it. Just say, okay, I've got it upside down. You may put it on there before you stick them and just see how it looks. You can take this and put some at the top. You can put it on the sides. You can cut it up and do whatever you want with it. And so just let your imagination take flight. Even has the little cord to hang it by, and you can't see them, but right here at the top, there's these little holes already punched in for you. You can just punch them out, thread this through, and you've got a pretty door hanger. Now these are perfect for gifts too. If you want to do something for your neighbor or for that special someone, a child, anybody that you want to just make a special day for, a special treat for, you can put it with some cookies. It's always good. Or you can just do it by yourself. Or you know what? You may want to do it just for yourself. That's all. I always like to do things like that for me and for people I love. So you take these and you just peel it off. So you can't get any simpler than that. You just peel this off like I'm trying to do now and having a hard time doing it. But it really is not as hard as I'm making it look. And then you can just stick it on there. And then you have a beautiful little gift that you can give anybody. These, you know, you can also, if you wanted to turn, if you didn't want this on there, if you wanted to turn the whole thing over and just do it plain, you can do it like that too. Really, you can do it anyway. If you have some extra stickers around your house that you want to put on there, Valentine's, you can do that too. But this is a cute little way to do something special for somebody. And again, we want to thank the Legacy for providing these for us. Until we can meet again, until we can put our arms around each other and hug each other, we can give people a hug this way. So be sure to get your shots and take care of yourself, and we'll see you back here soon, and we'll be able to hug and not have to keep distance, and it'll be so fun to see smiles and laughter again all over the Senior Center. Thank you, and we'll see you next time for another little treat and a craft.
Hi everybody, how are you? We're doing good. We'll be glad when we can all come back to the Senior Center. Hope all of you are doing as well as we are.
Under current COVID-19 guidelines, our center cannot be open at this time to prepare our own congregate meals. So the pickup meal program is being offered and provided by the Mountain Lands Association of Governments. Many of you have inquired if the pickup meals will continue through the winter and into the spring. The answer is yes. We are planning to continue this program for now. We want to continue to support all of our local senior citizens. Call for a reservation the day before pickup. The number is 801-798-5015. Also, just as a reminder, we have Inshore for those who qualify. Please contact us at the Senior Center to make those arrangements. Like any program, MAG depends on the suggested donation they receive in order to continue to provide meals for seniors in Utah County. All donations are greatly appreciated, whatever amount people have the means to donate. You may now donate or contribute online through PayPal. You do not need to have a PayPal account. Each of these healthy, well-balanced meals cost approximately $6 per meal. These meals are provided to seniors 60 years of age or older and or the spouse of someone 60 years of age and older for a suggested donation of $3 per meal. The donation can also be mailed directly to the Mountain Land Department of Aging, 586 East, 800 North, Orem, Utah, 84097. Please make the checks payable to Mountain Land Department of Aging. All donations received help MAG extend nutritional benefits to as many local seniors as possible. Thank you for your patience at this time of closure of the Spanish Fork Senior Citizen Center. Please share this information with your friends and other seniors who will benefit from this service. We will keep you informed as information becomes available to us, and always keep in mind how much you are loved and valued by all of us, your friends, at the Spanish Fork Senior Citizen Center.
It's time for more jokes.
Okay, we're still working on Valentine's. Jim asked his friend Tony whether he had bought his wife anything for Valentine's Day. Yes, came the answer from Tony. I bought her a belt and a bag. That was very kind of you, Jim added. I hope she appreciated the thought. Tony smiled as he replied, so do I, and hopefully the vacuum will work better. That's when we had belts and bags for vacuums, yeah. Exactly. Okay. I met my husband while I was working in a science library. He came in every week to read the latest journals and eventually decided to take out the librarian instead of the books. After a year and a half of dating, he showed up at the library and started rummaging through my desk. I asked what he was looking for, but he didn't answer. Finally, he unearthed one of the rubber stamps I used to identify reference books. He said, since I couldn't find the right engagement ring, this will have to do. And he firmly stamped my hand. Across my knuckles in capital letters it read, not for circulation.
That's library humor.
I know.
That's good.
Okay, and this is really good. About a year had passed since my amicable divorce, and I decided it was time to start dating again. Unsure how to begin, I thought I'd scan the personals column of my local newspaper. I came across 3 men who seemed like they'd be promising candidates. A couple of days later, I was checking my answering machine and discovered a message from my ex-husband. He said, I was over visiting the kids yesterday. While I was there, I happened to notice you had circled some ads in the paper. Don't bother calling the guy in the second column. I can tell you right now it won't work out. That guy is me.
Do you like pina coladas? Get lost in the rain.
Okay.
Hi, I'm coming to you today from my home here in Spanish Fork. I miss all of my friends at the Senior Center. This is Jan, in case you don't know who I am. And I just want you to know that I'm thinking about you. We're all going to be together soon, I know. And I hope you're all keeping busy and doing fun things. I've been trying to entertain myself with reading books I've put off for a long time, and reading and painting and just doing whatever it takes to get through the day. And I can always find fun things to do. And I hope you are finding fun things to do too. So until we see you again, keep smiling, stay happy, stay safe.
Hello everyone, it's glad to be back with you. We have Tracy McSweeney and I'm Devin Shaw with the Wellness Bridge Group. Today we're going to go through some exercises and hopefully not only have some fun, but get you strong.
All right, so today again, if you missed us last time, we're gonna just quickly go over a few exercises we can do from home, and then you can do it for a longer amount of time. So we're just gonna start warming up with those shoulders. Just some nice shoulder rolls here, sitting up tall, keeping that posture straight. And that's gonna help build the muscles in your back and in your core, keeping it strong. And then you can reverse it, go the other direction. Perfect. And you're gonna wanna do some warm-ups for a couple minutes, just like if you had a piece of spaghetti and if you went to break it, it's just gonna break. But if it's nice and warm, you can move it. That's the same thing with your muscles. So we're gonna keep them moving. So now we're gonna add those elbows. Just gonna get a bigger circle in and stretching, and then reverse it the other direction. Perfect. Okay, now we're just gonna reach up overhead, over this way, just warming up our body, getting it moving, stretching it out all along through here. And then to the other side, here we go, reach this direction. And again, you can repeat these warm-up moves as much as you need to feel warmed up before you start moving. A last thing for our legs to warm up, we're just gonna lift our legs up like we're marching in place. And you can put your hands here as something to guide to. to get your legs up a little bit higher than you normally would and warm up those hips and those legs. So we're gonna do it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so just a couple of those exercises before for about, a couple minutes just to warm your body up will be good. Next thing, what we're gonna do, around your house, sometimes men have a bunch of PVC pipes in the garage or in the basement that they don't use. Well, we can use them for exercise, and that's what we're gonna do today. You can use a PVC pipe, you can use a broom, and or any kind of stick that you have laying around your house. So
yeah, yardstick, a vacuum attachment, whatever.
Yep. Find what you have and work with it. So today we're gonna be working like on upper body, on our shoulders. So we're gonna hold out the PVC pipe just about arm width apart. And all we're gonna do is we're gonna go kayaking. So think of riding in a kayak and just scooping the water. Sitting up tall still, so I don't want you hunched over like this, and I don't want you lounging in your chair like this.
You mean I can't go down the river like this,
No,
Tracy?
no.
Dang it.
So good posture is always a good key when you're exercising. So you keep doing this, big strokes. Here we go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Get them both in, both sides. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go rowing. We're staying on the water, we're gonna go rowing this time. So again, our hands are about the same, about shoulder width apart, and we're gonna lean forward and pull it up. And with this one, let's scoot our glutes towards the front of that chair so that we can really get lean back with that straight back. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna lean and pull. Lean and pull.
I feel that in my core.
Yes, so this is working not only your shoulders, but also your core. And we're working on these, getting that range of motion in those shoulders, keeping that nice and flexible.
Also strengthens because what we call ADLs, activities of daily living. How many times do we, when we get older, even I'm only 53, but as I get older,
5,
my body gets stiff.
4,
and just reaching up for something
3,
out of a cupboard, very important.
2, 1, excellent. So we can also reverse that movement as well, where before we were coming down towards our toes, this time we're gonna come up and then down in front of our face and down. So getting the whole different movement, coming up, really getting that stretch right out there.
And how often should we be, if I'm doing this at home, how often should I do this, Tracy?
Like 3 times a week is a good one.
Okay.
As long as 40 minutes a week is usually a good number to go with. Whether that's out walking your dog, you can include that in your 40 minutes. Let's do 2 more. 2, 1 more. Excellent. Okay, still with our pipe or our broom or whatever you've got at home, we're gonna work on a little bit of core. Again, those glutes are toward the front of that chair. We're gonna hold it here, and we're gonna lift our leg and hit it about our shin height, and we're gonna work on our core. So it's gonna come down, and then switch legs. Down, switch legs.
And if any of you are not limber like me, I can't touch my toes. This actually stretches my legs pretty good.
So not only is it working your core, but it's stretching out muscles too if you're not very limber. Perfect. And here when you sit up tall so you can get that good stretch in that abs when you sit up. Here we go for 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. After you do a few, you can go through those exercises a few times, and then you need to stretch at the end as well. And I like to use these as a stretch as well. So an easy way to stretch is put it in between your feet, and you're gonna put your hands straight out. And what you're gonna do is you're just gonna lean it forward and drop that head. Your ears should be by your biceps, which is this part of your arm. So you're just gonna lean it forward and just stretch that back out, and it's gonna stretch all through here as well. So just hold it down and just breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth.
That just stretches your back really well.
It does stretch out your back, perfect. Okay, and then you can sit up and you can switch hands on top because sometimes it will stretch out the sides more than the other. So you can do the same stretch on this side with that same pull. And hold it for about, 20 seconds or so. And you're gonna sit it back up, and another stretch is put your pull out to the side and you're just gonna lean, and it's gonna get a nice stretch all through here.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Make sure you're breathing. This is where you're letting your heart rate come back down, and then go to the other side. And that is it. And that is a good workout for this week. So
have fun, stay active. Remember, a body in motion stays in motion. So get off the couch, do 15, 20 minutes a day. You'll feel better, I promise.
$5.37. That's what the kid behind the counter at Taco Bell said to me. I dug into my pocket, pulled out some lint and 2 dimes and something that used to be a Jolly Rancher. Having already handed the kid a $5 bill, I started to head back out to the truck to grab some change when the kid with the Elmo hairdo said the hardest thing anyone has ever said to me. He said, "It's okay, I'll give you the senior citizen discount." I turned to see who he was talking to, and then heard the sound of change hitting the counter in front of me. "It's only $4.68, he said cheerfully. I stood there stupefied. I am 56, not even 60, a mere child, senior citizen? I took my burrito and walked out to the truck, wondering what was wrong with Elmo. Was he blind? As I sat in the truck, my blood began to boil. Old, me? I'll show him, I thought. I opened the door and headed back inside. I strode to the counter, and there he was, waiting with a smile. Before I could say a word, he held up something and jangled it in front of me like I could be that easily distracted. What am I now, a toddler? Dude, you can't get too far without your car keys, hey? I stared with utter disdain at the keys. I began to rationalize in my mind. Leaving keys behind hardly makes a man elderly. It could happen to anyone. I turned and headed back to the truck. I slipped the key into the ignition, but it wouldn't turn. What now? I checked my keys and tried another. Still nothing. That's when I noticed the purple beads hanging from the rear view mirror. I had no purple beads hanging from my rear view mirror. Then a few other objects came into focus. The car seat and the back seat, Happy Meal toys spread all over the floorboard, a partially eaten donut on the dashboard. Faster than you can say Gingo Biloba, I ran out of that alien vehicle. Moments later, I was speeding out of the parking lot, relieved to finally be leaving this nightmarish stop in my life. That is when I felt it, deep in the bowels of my stomach, hunger. My stomach growled and churned, and I reached to grab my burrito, only it was nowhere to be found. I swung the truck around, gathering my courage, and strode back into the restaurant one final time. There Elmo stood, draped in youth and black nail polish. And all I could think of was, what is this world coming to? All I could say was, did I leave my food and drink in here? At this point, I was ready to ask a Boy Scout to help me back to my vehicle, and then go straight home and apply for Social Security benefits. Elmo had no clue. I walked back out to the truck, and suddenly a young lad came up and tugged on my jeans to get my attention. He was holding up a drink and a bag. His mother explained, "I think you left this in my truck by mistake." I took the food and drink from the little boy and sheepishly apologized. She offered these kind words, "It's okay. My grandfather does stuff like this all the time." All this is to explain how I got a ticket doing 85 in a 40-mile-per-hour zone. Yes, I was racing some punk kid in a Toyota Prius. And no, I told the officer I'm not too old to be driving this fast. As I walked in the front door, my wife met me halfway down the hall. I handed her a bag of cold food and a $300 speeding ticket. I promptly sat in my rocking chair and covered my legs with a blankie. The good news was that I had successfully found my way home.
We have a huge shout out and congratulations to our local kitchen celebrity and master of all culinary delights that tickle your taste buds. Recently, Dixie Webb, our senior center kitchen manager, decided to retire after 22 years of devotion, love, and incredibly tasting food. Please take the time to send her a note of thanks to show and remind her how much she is greatly loved, appreciated, and will be greatly missed. We love you, Dixie, and always remember, we wish you the best in all of your new adventures.